Hello, wonderfuls. I am Rhea Stewart. So today we are talking all about how to start your spiritual journey. First of all, and this whole thing really is there is a series of questions you need to be asking yourself. You're probably already asking yourself a lot of questions if you are at the beginning of your journey, if you are thinking about it because you all of a sudden see a lot of people going in a different direction. And you're like, what is that about? Is that a trend? Is this something that I need to know? But I want to share with you very specific questions that you need to be asking yourself to help you decide how you should start your journey. And I'm bringing this up because in my Instagram DMs, on YouTube, and in my email, I am getting this question a lot. Hey, Rhea, love what you're talking about. I'm just beginning. What about this? What about that? So, first things first, if you have jumped into this and the first thing you did was go and join a Black Women Spirituality Facebook group, girl, back all the way out. Not trying to throw any shade, but hey, when you go to a lot of these groups, you're going to hear a lot about cartomancy. You're going to hear about, you got to learn all the crystals, get all the crystals for this, that, and the other. You got to learn all these spells, try all these spells, read candles, all this kind of stuff so you can determine what's going on in your life. But none of it, honestly, is about digging inside, going deep down, and truly understanding who you are as a spiritual being. It's more so about being able to work with spirit, but not necessarily recognizing spirit in yourself. So if you are on that path, I'm going to go ahead and just throw it out there and say, pull yourself all the way back in. All right, so let's start with the questions. One of the first things you should be asking yourself, no matter where you are, is what are my beliefs? Especially if you have a lot of beliefs that were given to you from the time you were raised up. Ask yourself, what are my beliefs? What are my core beliefs about humanity? Why I'm here on this planet? Why we are living beings, what our purpose is, and what my purpose is. What are my core beliefs? That's going to look very different for everyone. You may have already released some of your old beliefs and be taking on new ones, or already have formed new ones. Or you may find that you've been calling yourself spiritual for a very long time, and yet you still have some old beliefs there from the past that no longer serve you. So take some time, write it down, truly take stock of your beliefs, and ask what fits you and what does not. Ask yourself, where did your beliefs come from? There's a lot of things that we believe. Some people will say, well, I believe in God. Like, no matter what you tell me, God is a being, a person, and I believe in that. And he or she is going to point me right from wrong. And that's fine if you believe that. But ask yourself, who told me this particular belief? All right? Ask yourself, where did the belief come from? Did it come from you because you felt it, or did someone else push it on you and then you took it as your own? And this is very important. As a spiritual being, it's very important to recognize this because we're almost like robots in the fact that from the time we were born, we can be programmed with anything. We come here with a clear mission, with a clear directive, and it's up to our parents to guide us. And unfortunately, the way the world is set up currently, we can be programmed with any belief. So you need to decide, is that belief that you were programmed with, does it really best serve you? So the reason that you're asking yourself these initial questions about your beliefs is because you really want to take stock of what is truly your own, what you have come to conclusions about on your own, and not what was implanted in you. Once you're able to determine what was implanted in you and what's truly your own, you can wipe away all that's been pre-programmed in you. And so you can have essentially a clean slate so you can begin planting new seeds, all right, to go in the direction that you want to go. The next question you need to be asking yourself is, why? Why do I have a desire to connect with spirit? Why? Is it, again, because everybody else on Instagram seems to be all witchy and that seems really cool, right? You don't want to miss out. Or is it because there's something calling to you from the inside? Why do you have a desire to connect with spirit? So beyond the why do you want to connect? What is it that you expect to get? Are you expecting your life to change? Are you expecting to now be telepathic or be able to speak to people's dead loved ones? Are you expecting to be able to astrally travel to Nibiru? What is it that you are trying to get out of this connection with spirit? What purpose does it serve? And the reason that you're asking yourself that, because that is going to help you determine which path, what are the first steps you want to take on your own spiritual journey? Because for some people, it looks very much like embracing ancestral religion, be it from Mexico, Mayan ancestors, or from African religious rites, or jumping into hoodoo and voodoo and things like that. So you want to ask yourself, what is it? Which direction that I'm trying to go into? Because spirituality isn't this one thing. Spirituality is everything. It is everything. There's even, obviously, there's element of spirit within religion. So ask yourself, what is it that you're really expecting to get out of it? You need to decide for yourself, what is spirit anyway? And that is an amazing question. That's my favorite question. That's my favorite thing to explore, because um, if you don't know, you don't know. And that's a great place to be, because that means you have everything to learn, everything to learn about spirit. And as it unfolds for you, it's truly magnificent. So I think that is one of the biggest questions that people should ask to help them begin their deep dive into their spiritual journey. Because you can't really say that you are connecting with spirit or on a spiritual journey if you're afraid to talk to spirit. If you are afraid to have spirit communicate directly with you and help you guide your life. So you need to know, what is spirit as you're connecting to it. Here's a big one. You need to ask yourself, am I ready to die? Because you need to be ready. And when I say, are you ready to die? Once you go on this journey, you have no choice but to die. And I'm really talking about the egoic death here. You, as you know it, you have to let go. You have to let go of that you who was pre-programmed with societal bullcrap. Okay, you have to let go of grudges. You have to let go of anger at all the people who hurt you, whether it was them hurting you verbally, or they backstabbed you, or someone physically assaulted you. You have to learn forgiveness, true forgiveness. You have to learn to let it go, because as long as you hold on to those things which are essentially created to hold us down, to dampen us, to basically put blinders over our third eye so that we can't understand and really see who we are, as long as you have stuff that you're still holding on to, you're not going to be able to fully recognize and awaken, because you're still going to be half asleep. It's like when you wake up in the morning but you still want to be dreaming. You can't walk around awake and in a dream at the same time. Like, it's not going to work. So you have to be ready. And when I say die, yeah, it's a hard and treacherous journey. If you're depressed, there's gonna be a lot of that. Okay? There's going to be a lot of things that you have to unearth and deal with in order to break through and get to the other side. It's a lot of it. And you have to be willing to do the work. It's not about wearing crystals around your neck and doing lots of yoga, and just chanting and doing ritual for the sake of ritual. You have to be willing to go deep inside. And it's painful. All right. So ask yourself, am I ready to die? Because if you're not, stay where you are. It is safe. But you can't be wanting to stay safe to go here. In conjunction with that, the last thing you should be asking yourself is, what are the most painful things that you hold on to? Because those are going to be the things that you deal with the most. They're going to keep coming up. So for instance, with me, I used to be a person who said, I hold a grudge. I know how to hold grudges. I was almost proud of the way that I could hold a grudge against someone. If you're my friend and someone did you wrong, I'm going to hate them forever, even once y'all become friends again. That was my thing. Like, I prided myself on that. But that grudge I recognized, or those holding on to things, was literally like a big block of coal, except something that's 10 times heavier than coal, sitting right here over my chest. Okay? And I envisioned it just that way. And because I held on to it, it created anxiety, it created depression. There was a lot of anger, but I kept swallowing the anger, and that's what caused depression. All right? So that's my example. What are the things that you're holding on to? It could be a poverty mindset. You know, you make money now, but you spend it like it's going out of style. That could be something that's really holding you back, having a poverty mindset, thinking men ain't shit, or women ain't shit, or white people ain't shit. Those are all things that, as long as you insist on holding on to those things, you're holding on to a past that's pulling you this way when you need to be going this way, but it is dragging you back. All right? And that's probably the toughest, because there are things that we just don't want to face. But you've got to face those things. You got to break through, and you got to get to the point where it doesn't bother you anymore. So for me, I keep finding myself in situations. I used to walk into rooms and it was a lot of people. I might be friendly or whatever, but I was overwhelmed with anxiety about what people are going to say about me. Are they thinking about how I look? It was just a lot going on. Now I can walk into a room and it's weird because I'm at a stage where I expect that rush of anxiety, but it doesn't come. And it's like, it's not an expectation. It's just like I walk in and I feel noticeably lighter, if that makes sense. I'm like, oh, normally I'd feel like this, but it's not here anymore. And I'm recognizing that in conversations that I have with people, where I would normally snap out or refute back or, be sarcastic. I'm just like, okay, all right, well, I'm going to let this go and it's time for me to go. And it's not even in a nasty or a mean way or a belittling way. It's just I'm removing myself from the situation. And you can get there too. But you have to ask yourself, what are the most painful things that you're holding on to? And be ready to let them go. So that is it for me, everyone. Thank you so, so much for tuning in. If you like this video, be sure to thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know that you're here, that you're listening, and tell me what it is that you are asking yourself, or what are your answers to some of those questions. I love to hear from you. If you have any questions for me, leave them below. Otherwise, you can send me an email at connect@browngirlconnect.com, and I will see you next time. Bye!